Yeah, you know what? Hey, Sage, say hello to the people, Sager. Are you hot? You been out there planting stuff today? Um, it is so beautiful today that I decided to give you guys a peek of how absolutely beautiful it is here on the Texas Gulf Coast. Really, really pretty today. So it is just as pretty, 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 pretty as it can be. Bill's got all of his plants. I can't see it. He's got it in order. They're all the way around my house. I don't know if you can see underneath there. Yep. So that is what we're doing here. Pretty, isn't it? And I don't know if you can see, but the great blue heron, he's out there on his dog. Let's see if I can get a good. There he is right there. See him? I don't know if that's some kind of critter right there. Can't tell if that's I don't know what kind of bird that is, but that is a great blue heron. He looks a little small. It's definitely not the big one. The big one, you certainly recognize him when you see him. So it's just really, really pretty here today. Really, really relax. There's a bird getting him some water. It's a little bit warm, but the wind is so great um, that it just feels very relaxing and very calm, nice and cool. Like you could sit out here for hours and never get uncomfortable at all. I do think it's a bit strange that we don't have more pelicans fishing. There's a few out there fishing, mostly young looking ones. But we're just about to get into that season. We're about to get into that season where they start like fishing together, and when they do it's like a pelican ballet. They're synchronized. There'll be four or five in a row, and they're fishing with such precision. Like they all hit the water. They're perfectly lined up, and they all hit the water exactly at the same time. It's really something to watch. But we're getting pretty close to that time. There's a few out there fishing. See that one flying off? They're pretty far out there though. We had we ended up having four frigates. The what are they called? Magnificent frigates. We had four fly over. Maybe about 5 days ago. I got some good pictures of them. They're pretty interesting birds. Their wingspan, the magnificent frigates, the wingspan will go 8 feet wide. They do have a smaller body, usually the size of like a small chicken, And then they've got these 8 foot wingspans. So it's very helpful because they don't really land. They can stay in the air, they can fly for months at a time. Um, so how do they eat? Well, depending on where the location and the type of fish that are moving, if the fish are swimming up toward the top of the water, they'll just swoop down and pick the fish up with their talons. The most, I guess you could say, the best way for them to get food is they pester the pelicans and seagulls, like taunting them, flying around them, pecking at them in flight. And it makes the pelicans and seagulls so nervous and upset that they literally lose their lunch, if you know what I mean. And then the frigates will like swoop down and pick up whatever the pelican has upchucked. They'll swoop down and they'll catch it in midair before it hits water. The magnificent frigate cannot get their wings wet, so they're very very clumsy on land. Well, you can imagine a small chicken with an 8 foot wingspan. They don't do very well, right? They can't maneuver those wings and the being top heavy. So they do have very powerful talons, and so they will like land on a branch and hold firm to the branch. But in terms of like hopping around on the ground, anything like that, they just can't do it very well. So even their nesting, the nesting is done on elevated tree limbs. Um, Primarily just a place that they can hang on tight and then of course be able to rest in the nest. But the fact that they regularly fly for weeks at a time, but many of them fly for months before they land, it's really really interesting. They used to follow like the pirate ships. There was a like a like an old wives' tale that a frigate could not fly over land. That's not really true. That came back from the whole pirate days. They can. It's just they can't be very far inland because then they're away from their primary food source, which is fish. So they're very, very interesting bird where the biology has adapted to their food source, um, including never touching the water other than their talons to pick off a top level fish, a fish that's swimming like right at the top of the water, or a bully. They have a really cool name too. What are they called? They're called a, hold on, let me think about it. They're a some kind of parasite. Something parasite. Hold on, let me think. Stalking parasite. Maybe it's something like stalking parasite. Because of the way that they will pester the pelicans and the seagulls, um, until the pelicans get so worried and upset that they get sick or they drop the fish that they just caught. Um, so it's pretty interesting. They live off of other animals by stealing their food, basically. But then I think it was stalking parasite. I think that was the name of it. And there's not really very many animals that, you know, bully others for their livelihood. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day today, St. Elmo's. I I was inside. I was getting ready to do another YouTube video, and when I looked out, I was like, "Man, it's awfully nice." So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just like go live and look at the water for a while. There's not really a lot of birds moving. There is a small great blue right there. There's a small great blue heron out there. See him? Now he's on my dock. But he's not the big one. We have one that's out here that's over 5 feet tall. This one might be one of their babies, one of their offspring. That was a good catch, seeing him swim. So many birds. We're in like where my house is a prime viewing for our indigenous parrots. They nest all along local to where my house is. With so much wildlife here. That even though it's warm, the wind is just nice and cool off the water. It is really, really nice. Really beautiful day. Anyway, I was very excited to see the frigates. You don't catch them very often. I don't know what that contraption is. What in the hell is that? What the hell? Is that a Batman boat? I don't know what it is. This weird looking boat. Look, looks like it might be some kind of dredging. Maybe it's a like homemade oyster boat. See that contraption on the back end? That's very weird looking. Yeah, it looks kind of like it's got a net on the back. Maybe he's fixing to do something we'll be able to see. It looks like it's sinking, doesn't it? Dude, you better get closer to the shore if you're going to sink. They got music playing really loud. All right, well. He's gone. Really, really pretty. There's some wildlife. There he is. Oh, he's having a great time. That's the neighbors next door, their dog. I heard some parrots. Maybe we're about to get some parrots. I don't have any food. Go away, seagull. I just heard a couple of parrots squawking that may be here. Maybe they'll come. I'm trying to get y'all something interesting to look at. I just want to be hurt so bad, it hurts so bad. There's a parrot, a seagull that thinks I have food, I think. Yeah, he's really interested in me. Well, maybe the parrots went the other direction. I don't know if they were headed this way to our palm trees. They go from house to house to the various palm trees. See this pelican up here? He keeps flying by, like getting real close, looking at me like, what are you doing, lady? You got some food out here? No, I have no food for you guys. I have none. All right, people. I think we'll put a lid on this. If the pelicans start fishing, I'll come back and show it. Let's see what this is from. This is from Shugs. No, Slugga, Mean Slugga. Can anyone help out an 86-year-old Navy vet working Uber Eats to pay his wife's medical care for dementia? His name is Bert Coffin. He has a GoFundMe, and donations shares would be good. Google his name. Sure, I'd be happy to help, Mean Slugga. Yeah, I will. I'm not going to ask my subscribers to do it, but as soon as I end up, when I finish my live and I go back to my computer, I'll send something. Did you guys see where Carmelo Anthony filed that he was of indigent status and did not have enough money to pay an appeal attorney? Did y'all see that? So all this while, people have been asking, okay, what happened to the $650,000 Give Send Go? And the family kept saying, we haven't spent it. We haven't spent any of it. And then there were people that said, wait a minute, they moved to a mansion. They bought like 3 new cars. Okay. Well, officially, the paperwork has been filed that Carmelo cannot afford an appeals attorney. So mommy and daddy spent every dime on what was given to try to help Carmelo. What do y'all think of that? Are you horrified? I'm fairly horrified. I cannot imagine taking money that was supposed to be to try to keep my child out of prison and using it to rent a house, not even to buy the house, rent it and buy 3 cars. Cars, depreciate the very moment you drive them off the lot, right? It's crazy. it's the sad. It's so sad, and it's also kind of a. It kind of gives you an idea about what went wrong with Carmelo. Like, who are these people that raised him? So they give me the vibes of like the Louis Farrakhan type people. Um, they I was pretty horrified to find out that when they did the sentencing, the mom and dad did not come back to the courtroom. And they said that Carmelo turned around when he got 35 years, that he turned around. Of course, he was crying terribly, of course, but he turned around and was looked through the whole gallery like he was looking for his mom and dad. But they weren't there. Now, somebody asked me where they were. Why weren't they at the sentencing? Who knows? Does anybody know? Hey, Fancy Nancy, John Smith, how are you guys? Kathy, Sketty, Casual Mike, welcome. Jaws is going to show up. We do have sharks out there. Who knows? You know where they were? You want me to tell you where they were? They went live on the Breakfast Club. You know, Charlemagne. You know, I'm talking the podcast. Yeah, they went to that podcast instead of being in the room with their son when he found out his fate. Nice people, eh? It's incredible. Absolutely disgusting behavior from two people that are more interested in their own pocketbook than they are their own baby. It's just a nightmare. I cannot imagine what went through Carmelo's mind. I just can't imagine it. I will say this. Carmelo was transferred to the Wallace Pack unit that is just outside of Navasota, Texas. Navasota would be like north of Livingston, north of Houston. So dramatically southeast from Dallas. Okay, like if you get on Highway 59, and are those frigates? No, I think they're pelicans. Damn, I got so excited. I thought they were the frigates again. Are they frigates? Come back! Come back! Need to keep an eye. You don't really see pelicans circle like that. Usually, watch out! I'm filming. Usually, those are frigates that circle like predator birds, eagles. You know what, guys? I think those are the magnificent frigates. Let's see if I can get a good view of them. I can't get any more zoomed in. Oh man, y'all come over here. They're flying right above the water. Maybe they'll come up. I'll keep looking for them, y'all. I think they're frigates. Remember what I told you a while ago, that if the fish are swimming close to the water line, that they'll just reach down with their talons and grab them out of the water? maybe that was them. I don't even see where they went now. They were flying right over where the we have the oyster reef out there. They're so far out there, my eyes can't see them. Oh wait, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back. Anyway, so Carmelo was transferred to the Wallace Pack unit, which is just north of like Livingston, north of Houston. It is a medium security prison. It is not a high security prison that's what you usually see with murderers is the high security, right? Okay, well, maybe because of his age, they made the decision maybe because of his age, they made the decision to do maybe they made the decision to do the medium security to try to keep him safe. The Wallace Pack unit does have air conditioning. So that's a big help that he wasn't placed around like Huntsville, and just in terms of his safety, because he's young, he's not exactly a hardened criminal type, right? He doesn't really he was living in a cushy middle class neighborhood, a really good school. You know, he certainly was not prepared for real life prison. So I'm sure they were really concerned about how to place him. You know, so I was glad to hear that they put him in the pack unit. It's medium security. They have trustees. They have a dorm that is nothing but trustees. If he works hard and he keeps his nose clean and he doesn't cause any trouble, he could relatively quickly become a trustee. And trustees have a pretty cushy life, actually. So, they're not being sadistic. They're not trying to like drag him in the ground. I mean, he's given up 35 years of his life um, for murdering Austin. He's lost a lot, but I was really glad to hear that it wasn't going to be torturous. Because let's face it, we're the United States. We shouldn't really we shouldn't embrace the idea of torturing an 18, 19-year-old kid, young person, I guess I should say. Now, if they did this in an effort to keep him safe, um, and then he gets there to the pack unit and shows his butt, he gets there and acts out and causes mayhem and trouble, they will transfer him over to Huntsville, and he will be sorry. He will be sorry. So, but yeah, the pack unit pack unit does have air conditioning. So I think that's all the news that I know that in terms of just updating on individual crimes. I did a live earlier today, y'all. If you haven't watched it, more coverage of Trisha the Grifta strutting around FB's backyard. So if you don't mind, I sure would appreciate it if you'd go give me a view or two. You can skip forward to minute mark 25 something, maybe 25:43 maybe, because my HP computer was possessed by demons and we couldn't get everything working. So 25-minute mark, and then you'll find the actual discussion and coverage. And when you're there, please hit the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. I'm going to be back later it will be a true crime video or topic. So if you're not interested in true crime, then certainly I get that. So the one I do later is going to be about a case. A case that's obscure, no one's talking about it, but it goes along with my like personal and professional interest of interpersonal violence, women understanding the warning signs of a partner that may be becoming violent, things like that. So we have a new case that, unfortunately, another one of those cases, you know. That is called an egret. There he is. He's fishing. There, oh, look, there's the mate. So that was a mated pair of egrets. All right, I think I'll go in and put together my video, and thank you guys for being here. Like I said, the next one that I do later on, look at that duck out there drying his wings. That's one of those ducks that can swim like 100 yards underwater. Or maybe it's yeah, it's one of the ducks. It's got a yellow bill. I'll keep an eye out. If maybe I get lucky and the frigates come back. Very pretty, huh? That is a laughing gull. Where is he? Right there. That's him right there making all that noise. Yeah, they're called laughing seagulls. And that is the brown pelican, the state bird of Louisiana. Louisiana, if that's where you're from. We also have white pelicans here. Usually you see the white pelicans at night for some reason. Although If you go down to where you buy fish, there's all hundreds of pelicans, brown and white, that are out floating around waiting for the next shrimp boat to dump its unused, fish parts. It's stinky down there too. Whew, smells so bad. But you can get some great pelican pictures if that's your thing. That pelican is really hoping I'm going to have some food, and I'm not. Well, shoot, I was really hoping that what I thought were frigates, I was really hoping they would come back, but I think they went over like toward Bolivar Island. Bolivar's across. I can't use. Sometimes you can see the end of it somewhere right there. The water's too high right now. Okay. All right, I think I'm done. All right. Y'all have a great afternoon. I will be going live here in a little while to do a true crime topic. I think we got another one coming in for a landing, guys. There he is. So pretty. He ran the duck off. He said, "You can get the hell out of here. You're little. You can sit anywhere. We need more room. We're big. We're the big birds. We're the big birds on the block." All right. So they're out there looking pretty, doing what birds are supposed to do. Oh, you know what else I'm putting up? I did a song for Jolene Lunzer's channel. I did it several weeks ago. It's been a while ago. Finally got it done good, like I want it. So that's something else I'm gonna do this evening. I'm gonna go ahead and take that song and make like a little video to go with it and upload it. So you can look for that too. It's pretty fun. It's a good one. So that's gonna be going up tonight as well. So there'll be a couple of new things on my channel. But if you did not see the video I did this morning, I hope that you will go watch it. And you can start at the 25-minute mark. And then you get to avoid the demonic chipmunks. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll look for you later. All right? Y'all have a great day. And if the frigates come back, I'll grab my phone and come running out here. Okay? See you later. Bye.